Hello everybody and welcome back to another Atris Studios tutorial. Now today we're going to be working on creating the third part of our Infinite Runners series and of course the final part of our Infinite Runner series. Now inside of this part we're going to be working on adding audio to the game and of course adding in the random factor for the objects that are moving in. Now keep in mind, if you want to expand on this game, make sure that you just keep on working on it and add in the features that you want to be able to add. Also, if you have any questions on what you want to, or what you're thinking about, be sure to leave a comment. It's super easy to do. All right, so with all that in mind, let's get started with what we got. So I think the easiest thing we can probably work on is the audio first. So we're going to go select our game manager. Now normally, what I would do is create a separate game object for our audio. This would be like the settings component. And basically what it's used for is going through every single scene, whether you're inside the main menu or if you're inside the game window or game scene, right? But since this is just one scene and we really don't have it set up to where you can actually go to a menu, we're just going to do this by adding it on the game manager so it's easily seen. So what you're going to do is make sure that you add a component, and we're going to be looking for an audio source like so. Let me also close that down right there. So on this audio source, this is going to be our main music in the background. So we want to make sure that it is play on awake, and we also want to make sure that it is looping. This volume is actually extremely loud, especially if you're wearing headphones. So make sure to drop this down to like a 0.05 starting off. Make sure that the spatial blend is set to 2D because this is not an environmental object, which means that it needs to be heard everywhere. And lastly, we need some form of music. Now, you can get this music from the asset store, you can buy it from somebody else, or you can create it yourself. It's really up to you. So I'm going to be using one I found off the asset store. This is a free retro music and sound effects. And we're going to use this adventure theme right here. So I'm just going to drag that on there. Now, if I hit Control S right now and I hit play, what's going to happen is this sound effect is going to start playing immediately, which is going to be super nice. And since it is set to loop, it's going to constantly run over and over and over again. So as you can see, we now have music in the background, which is super nice. And you can always flip this out with something else. Say, for instance, I want to do the fly theme. And whenever I put it inside there, it should change up. So, as you can see, we now have a different sound effect. I sort of like that one better, so we're going to go with the fly themed. No, we're going to go with the adventure theme. Okay. We can also change the pitch, which will then give us a different sound effect, whether we want to speed up the music or slow it down. I would always advise to only go with a 0.25 difference from the original because it just works better. But that's, of course, up to you. Okay? So just keep that in mind. And yeah. Alright, so we now have that background audio. But let's just say that we also want to be able to make our character make a sound effect whenever they jump, right? So we're going to grab our player, and let's also just drop or pull that up real fast. And I'm going to add an audio source onto it as well. Now we need to find some form of audio for this, so I'm going to go over to this third note, SFX Pack Volume 1, Wonder FX. I know, it's a long name. I'm going to go inside here, and I'm going to find jumps right here. So jump 1, jump 2, and jump 3. And I can select it. Now that one sounds really nice. Okay, so that one's okay. And that one, it's a little... Ooh, I like that one. And that one's awesome. So you have different types of sound effects you can use. You don't even have to use the jump sound effects. Say, for instance, you want to use this right here. Then you could use that. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and select my player, and we're going to just test out. Let's do jump number 3. So I'm going to drag that inside there like so. I want to take off the play on awake because we obviously don't want it to play on awake. we're going to keep the loop out of it. We don't want to do that. And let's make the volume, let's do a 0.25. Keep in mind that this volume needs to override how loud the background music is, so we need to ensure that this is set with a higher volume value. We can always do these changes by adding in the audio mixers, but like I said, since this is a tutorial, we are not really going to be focusing on that particularly. So let's go ahead and press play. Actually, we shouldn't press play just yet because we haven't added anything to basically make this play. Because what's going to happen is it's going to just access it, but nothing's going to happen. So let's go over into our player script. So I'm going to go over here, select our player script. And what we want to do is we want to get an audio source. So we're going to add an audio source. I cannot spell, as you can all see. Audio source right there, and we're going to call this odd because it's odd. Then we're going to say odd is equal to get component audio source, like so, inside of your void start function. That way we have access to it. Then whenever we hop, so right here with the hopping button, we're going to add in odd.play. So play. Now, keep in mind, if you have different types of sound effects, you can either use the same audio source and just change out the clips, or you can use different audio sources by changing this to a public audio source. The choice is up to you. So I think that looks good the way it is. So we're going to head back over into Unity, and yeah, we're going to see some awesomeness. Yes, sir. All right, so once this finishes compiling, we hit play, and we're going to be able to see our character hop, and it's going to be playing some sound, which is going to be sick. I know. Listen, I know that was cringeworthy. I get it, guys. Okay, so here we go. So if I hop. All right, so we now have that hop. I don't really know if it works with this game, though. Yeah, it seems rather, yeah. So that's jump number 3. Let's try jump number 2. So I'm going to drag that inside there like so. Oh, I sort of like that, actually. That's pretty funny. All right, let's do this then. So that's jump number 2. So we're going to take a look at that. Oh, no, heck nah. Jump number 2 so far sounds the best. Let's do jump number 4. That's actually really relaxing, though. I don't know, guys. Jump number 4 and jump number 2, both of them seem to work very well. That's more retro, though, I will admit. If we change the background and the environment, I think that would work very well. So it's between jump number 2 and jump number 4. Actually, let's do jump number 2, but let's change the pitch. 1.25. No. Okay, yeah, we're going to go with jump number 4. So let's double check it. Yeah, let's do jump number 4, and then we're just going to change it to a 0.75, like so. Actually, no, we'll do it as a 0.8. Okay, so we now have the character able to jump. We have the audio for the jump. We have the background audio. Great. So the last thing that we want to do is add the random factor for the crates that we're hopping over. And to do this, it's quite simple. We're going to go over into our game manager script, and we're going to actually change this invoke repeating to just invoke. So invoke. We're going to take off the time there, because what's going to happen is we want it to be able to spawn an object, but then we want it to be able to call this again, but we want to change the spawn time. So underneath the underneath the spawner, we're going to create a public float called, actually not a float, let's do a public vector2 called random spawn time. And we're going to say is equal to a new vector2. And for now, we're going to start it off with 1 and 3. So every 1 to 3 seconds. Actually, it might be a little too much. Let's do every 0.5 seconds to about 4 seconds. Yeah, I think that should work. And then we need to create a private float called spawn rate. So then we need to come over here, create a public method. So for this, we're going to create a public float called get spawn time, like so. And to get this spawn time, all we need to do is say, so actually we don't even need this, we don't even need that anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, we're going to create a float called x, which is equal to random.range between, of course, our spawn time. So random spawn time dot x, then random spawn time dot y. So that is our range difference. And then we're going to return x. So get spawn time will return whatever value that is. So now when we go back up here to our start function, we're just going to simply say get spawn time, like so. All right, so whenever we actually spawn the object, so we're going to do a spawn the object right here, we want to be able to invoke a new method. So after we do that, we're just going to say invoke, let's do, in fact, actually, we just copy this, yeah, just like so. So Control-C, Control-V, and boom. All right, so now since we have that, it's going to spawn one object, and it's going to spawn another object, and another object, and so on, until we're overrun. Yeah, I know. I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. Okay, so it's about to compile. We're going to hit play, and we're going to watch the magic happen. Or we're going to watch it drastically fail, and we're going to be like, oh my god, this again. Yeah, we know the drill by now. We know the drill. Okay, so here goes nothing. Or everything. Alright, so obviously that one was the long one. I feel like the 3 seconds is way too long. Oh, finally we got one in. Okay, yeah, so the 3 seconds is way too long. So let's go over to our game manager, open up this right here, or drop it down, and we're going to drop that to about 2 seconds as a max. As a max, because that is ridiculous with it spawning that long. Yeah, the game would be way too easy, I'm just telling y'all. Alrighty. And here we go. Alright, so the first one comes in, second one comes in. Alright. Ooh, it's gonna get nasty in here. Oh. We got this, boys. Alright, so I like that. Maybe we can actually drop it down even slower just to be able to make it harder. So change that to a 0.25. Change that to a 1. Okay, come on, we got this, survive. Alright, and there we go, we have the random factor inside there. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, check out some other videos, and of course if you have any questions regarding this video or any of my other videos, make sure to leave those inside the comments sections below. Also, if you have any ideas for any tutorial series that you guys want to be able to learn, make sure to leave those inside the comments section below as well. I'll be happy to try to go and get to those as soon as possible. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Bye.